This powerful belief is at the core of personal growth and success. In today's video, we'll talk about 10 things you must work on every day, habits and practices that will help you cultivate the mindset and discipline to turn your dreams into reality. Remember, consistency is key, and these small daily actions can lead to huge transformations in your life. Let's dive in and start building the foundation for a stronger, more successful you. Habit 1. Start your day with purpose. The first moments of your day hold a remarkable power. They can set the entire tone for the hours ahead, and the way you spend those first few minutes can significantly influence whether your day will be productive, calm, and successful, or chaotic and unfulfilling. Many of us fall into the trap of waking up and immediately diving into the noise of our world, checking our phones, scrolling through emails, or getting caught up in other people's demands. In doing so, we allow external distractions to dictate the start of our day, losing the opportunity to start on our own terms. But what if you took control of those first moments and intentionally designed the beginning of your day? Starting your day with purpose isn't just a motivational idea. It's a practice that some of the most successful people swear by. It helps set a strong foundation for the rest of the day, anchoring your mind in focus and clarity. When you wake up, your mind is still fresh and open, and this is the perfect moment to set your intentions for the day ahead. Yet many people waste this precious time by allowing themselves to be overwhelmed by immediate distractions. The key here is to create a morning ritual that centers you. Successful people don't leave their morning to chance, they design it. As Hal Elrod writes in The Miracle Morning, how you wake up each day and your morning routine, or lack of one, dramatically affects your level of success in every single area of your life. The way you begin your morning is crucial because it sets the tone for everything else. When you wake up with a clear sense of purpose, you're not reacting to the world around you, but instead moving forward with a direction you've chosen for yourself. A simple morning ritual can make all the difference. You don't need to create an elaborate routine, but consistency is key. Whether it's stretching, drinking a glass of water, meditating, or journaling, the practice is less about what you do and more about the habit of taking a few minutes for yourself before you engage with the world. These few minutes of intentionality can shift your mindset from a reactive state to a proactive one. You start the day with momentum, and that momentum carries you throughout the hours that follow. When you begin your day with positive intentions, you influence your mindset in powerful ways. Many people wake up stressed or hurried, which automatically sets them up for a day filled with tension and anxiety. But what if, instead, you spent just a few minutes focusing on gratitude or repeating positive affirmations? Affirmations are a powerful tool to shift your perspective. Statements like, today is going to be a good day, or I am capable of handling whatever comes my way, can change your mental state and help you approach challenges with confidence. Tony Robbins often emphasizes the only limit to your impact is your imagination and commitment. When you start your day with such positive thoughts, you are conditioning your mind for success. Another important aspect of starting your day with purpose is to take time to review your goals for the day. It's easy to get lost in the rush of life, but by setting clear priorities every morning, you ensure that you're focusing on what matters most. It doesn't take long. A few minutes to jot down your top tasks can create a clear roadmap for the day. As research suggests, people who set specific goals are far more likely to achieve them. Having your goals in mind also reminds you of your bigger vision. So you're not just going through the motions, but actively working towards something meaningful. It's also essential not to rush through your morning. Many of us are guilty of waking up and immediately diving into the hustle and bustle of our routines. We think that jumping into work right away will make us productive, but in reality, rushing often leaves us feeling scattered and unprepared. Instead, take a few moments to savor the peace of the morning. Whether it's enjoying a hot cup of coffee, reading a few pages of a book, or simply sitting quietly, giving yourself a bit of time to collect your thoughts before the day begins can create a sense of calm and focus. Jim Rohn puts it perfectly. Either you run the day or the day runs you. When you take control of your morning, you set the stage for success rather than letting the world dictate your mood. The true power of starting your day with purpose comes when it becomes a daily practice. Just like anything worthwhile, consistency is key. The more you make it a habit, the more natural it will feel. This simple practice doesn't just help you feel more organized or productive, it reprograms your brain. Over time, you'll notice that you approach your days with more confidence, focus, and a greater sense of control. Success doesn't come from what we do once in a while, but from what we do consistently. As Brendan Burchard states, the key to success is to create a sense of ease and flow, not urgency and stress. By starting your day with purpose, you are taking full responsibility for your time and energy. You are setting yourself up to live intentionally rather than reactively, shaping your day rather than letting the day shape you. The beauty of this habit is that it doesn't require a massive time commitment or a complex routine. Just a few mindful minutes every morning. And when you consistently start your day with purpose, you will begin to see the positive effects ripple through every area of your life. So, how will you start your day tomorrow? Will you let the world dictate your mood, or will you take the reins and create a day that works for you? The choice is yours, and it begins the moment you wake up. Habit 2, push yourself to act even when it feels hard. One of the most powerful habits you can develop is the ability to take action, no matter how challenging the circumstances may be. Everyone has goals, dreams, and ambitions, but the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is the ability to push through even when they don't feel like it. This is why ambitions. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is the ability to push through even when they don't feel like it. This is why consistency in action, especially on days when motivation is lacking, is crucial for success. It's easy to take action when you're feeling excited, inspired, or when things are going smoothly. But what happens when the excitement fades, when the obstacles start piling up, or when the going gets tough? That's when most people give up. The truth is, motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes, but your ability to push yourself to take action every single day is what will determine whether you succeed in the long run. Think about this for a moment. When you're in the middle of a difficult situation, or when you don't feel like doing something, what sets successful people apart is their ability to show up anyway. They don't wait for the perfect moment or for everything to feel easy. They understand that progress is built on persistence, not on feelings of excitement or ease. Taking action when it's hard is where the real growth happens. As Mel Robbins often says, you don't need to feel motivated to take action. You need to take action to feel motivated. When you take consistent action, you train yourself to embrace discomfort and push past it. Initially, it may feel like a challenge, but over time you will find that it gets easier. As Tony Robbins emphasizes, the path to success is to take massive, determined action. This doesn't mean you need to make giant leaps every day, but even small, intentional steps will keep you moving forward. The important part is simply showing up. This habit isn't about waiting for the perfect time to act or waiting for your confidence to catch up. It's about acting in the face of uncertainty. You may not feel ready, you may not have all the answers, but the key is to start anyway. Don't let fear, doubt, or procrastination stop you. Instead, commit to taking one small step, no matter how insignificant it might seem at the time. The real power of action comes from its ability to create momentum. Imagine a car stuck in neutral. It takes a lot of energy to get it moving, but once it's in motion, it's much easier to keep it going. The same goes for your goals. When you take that first step, no matter how small, you create momentum, and before long, taking action becomes a habit. You won't have to think twice about it. Consistency in action builds confidence over time. It's a paradox, but the more you do, the more confident you become. It's not the other way around. You don't wait until you feel confident to act. Instead, you act, and your confidence will grow through your actions. This is why it's so important to create a routine where action becomes a daily habit. Even on days when motivation is low, it's about building the habit of showing up, doing the work, and trusting that your efforts will pay off over time. When you take action consistently, you also start to build a positive identity around it. You start to see yourself as someone who follows through, as someone who does the hard work even when it's difficult. Your identity is shaped by your actions, so when you consistently take action, you reinforce the belief that you are a person who gets things done. This identity will carry you through the tough times and will ultimately lead you to success. Taking action doesn't have to be about big, dramatic changes. Often, the most significant progress comes from small, consistent steps. If you're working on building a business, don't worry about achieving massive success right away. Focus on the daily actions, sending an email, writing a blog post, or reaching out to a potential client. If you're trying to get fit, it's not about running a marathon tomorrow. It's about getting up and working out for just 15-30 minutes each day. Over time, these small actions compound and lead to big results. It's essential to remind yourself that no progress is too small to be celebrated. As James Clear writes in Atomic Habits, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. In other words, it's the consistent small actions that you take every day that will lead you to your goals, not some miraculous breakthrough. The consistency of action is what will push you past the challenges and get you closer to the success you desire. Ultimately, the key is to stop waiting for motivation to strike and start taking action in spite of how you feel. You don't need to feel ready, and you don't need to be confident. You simply need to commit to doing something, no matter how small, every single day. Taking consistent action builds momentum, strengthens your resolve, and eventually leads to the success you're striving for. Remember, success is not built on one huge motivating moment. It's built on the small, consistent actions you take each and every day. So push yourself to act, even when it feels hard. Keep moving forward, and you will see the progress you desire. Habit 3, eliminate the escape route and go all in. One of the major obstacles people face when pursuing their goals is the temptation to leave themselves an escape route. It's easy to have a backup plan or a way to get out if things don't work out, but here's the truth. Leaving an escape route often becomes the very thing that holds you back. In order to achieve anything great, you need to eliminate your safety nets and go all in. When you leave yourself a way out, your commitment to your goals weakens. Instead of focusing all your energy and resources on the task at hand, you're distracted by the thought that you have an option to fall back on. This makes it easier to give up when things get tough, but success isn't about having a plan B. It's about putting everything you've got into plan A and trusting that you'll figure things out as you go. There's a powerful concept known as burning the boats, popularized by the legendary motivational speaker Tony Robbins. It refers to the idea of fully committing to something and eliminating any possible way out. The phrase comes from a historical moment in which a general, upon arriving at a foreign land, ordered his soldiers to burn the boats they had sailed on. This was symbolic of the fact that they had no choice but to win. There was no turning back. It was all or nothing. This is exactly the mindset you need when pursuing your goals. When you burn the boats, you remove the option of quitting or backing out. You're telling yourself that failure is not an option, that you will push forward no matter the obstacles, no matter how many setbacks you face. When you take away the safety net, you become more resourceful, more determined, and more focused on success because there is no way out. The biggest challenge comes when you're confronted with doubts and fear. The fear of failing can be overwhelming, and the thought of having a backup plan makes the whole journey feel a little less risky. But you have to recognize that comfort and security are often the enemies of progress. The world doesn't reward those who hesitate or hold back. Success rewards those who go all in, who take bold steps without worrying about the potential for failure. When you're fully committed to your goal, you naturally begin to make better decisions. You no longer waste time contemplating what-if scenarios or second-guessing your choices. The energy you would have spent on planning escape routes can now be focused entirely on creating solutions, finding ways to succeed, and taking consistent action. This idea isn't about being reckless or ignoring the need for preparation. It's about making the decision to fully commit and trusting that your focus, discipline, and persistence will carry you through. It's about taking that leap of faith and knowing that the journey will be hard, but the results will be worth it. As Grant Cardone puts it, success is your duty, obligation, and responsibility. You have to approach your goals with the mindset that there is no other option. You are responsible for your own success, and you must take full ownership of your actions and decisions. When you remove the backup plan, you also stop allowing yourself to make excuses. It's easy to tell yourself, if this doesn't work out, I'll try something else. But when you have no backup, you are forced to take action and make things happen. You get creative, you find solutions, and you push through obstacles in ways you never thought possible. Think about the successful people you admire. How many of them had a fallback plan? Likely none. They took bold steps and burned the boats behind them. They understood that greatness requires a level of commitment and tenacity that leaves no room for retreat. When you commit fully, you stop asking, what if this doesn't work? And instead you ask, what can I do to make it work? This habit is about fully embracing the journey, no matter how uncertain or risky it might feel. It's about showing up every single day, knowing that you have no other option but to succeed. When you eliminate your escape route, you also eliminate hesitation, fear, and doubt. You become fully invested in your goals, and the process of achieving them becomes your sole focus. By burning the boats, you stop looking for excuses and start looking for solutions. Your mind shifts from, can I do this, to, how can I make this happen? This is the mentality of winners. They don't have a plan B because they know that they have the power to make plan A work. At the end of the day, the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is their level of commitment. When you go all in, you remove the option of retreat, and that's when the magic happens. The challenges will be there, the doubts will come, but when you've burned the boats, you will find the courage, the creativity, and the persistence to keep going until you reach your goal. Success isn't about making sure you have something to fall back on. It's about believing in yourself and your vision enough to commit fully. Burn the boats, and you'll discover a level of determination and resilience you didn't know you had. Habit 4, train your mind like a soldier. Replace fear with focused intention. Fear is one of the most powerful forces that can hold us back from reaching our potential. It has a way of creeping into our thoughts, clouding our judgment, and convincing us that we're not capable of achieving our goals. But here's the secret. Fear is a choice. You don't have to let it control you. You can train your mind to respond to fear with intention, focus, and action. Just like a soldier in training, your mind needs discipline. Soldiers are trained to face challenging situations with calmness and clarity. They don't panic in the face of danger. They act with purpose and confidence. In the same way, you can train your mind to respond to fear and obstacles with a focused mindset that drives you toward success instead of holding you back. The key to overcoming fear is not to avoid it, but to face it head-on with intention. Fear is natural and it will never fully disappear, but how you respond to it is what determines your success. You don't need to wait for the fear to disappear before you take action. In fact, the act of facing your fears and taking action despite them is what will ultimately build your confidence and resilience. One of the most powerful ways to train your mind is through consistent repetition. Just like soldiers practice drills over and over again, you must practice controlling your thoughts and reactions. Every time you face a fear or doubt, acknowledge it and then choose to focus on the next step you need to take. Over time, this will train your mind to respond to fear with calmness and clarity. This is where the concept of focused intention comes in. Rather than letting fear take over your thoughts, focus your energy on your intention, what you want to achieve. When you're clear about your goals, your mind has a specific target to focus on, and fear becomes less powerful. You begin to replace those fearful thoughts with thoughts of purpose and progress. One of the most successful strategies for dealing with fear is to break things down into manageable steps. When faced with a big challenge, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the magnitude of the task. But when you focus on just the next step, just what you need to do right now, fear tends to lose its grip. Each small action you take builds your confidence and takes you closer to your goal. This is why consistency and discipline are so important. The more consistently you take action toward your goals, the more natural it becomes to focus on what needs to be done rather than being paralyzed by fear. Think of it like training for a marathon. At first, the distance might seem daunting, but by putting one foot in front of the other every day, you eventually build the strength and stamina to run the race. The same principle applies to fear. The more you confront it and push through, the less it will control you. Another powerful mindset shift is to see fear as a signal, not a stop sign. Fear can be an indicator that you're on the right track. It means you're stretching yourself, pushing beyond your comfort zone and taking risks. Rather than avoiding fear, embrace it as a sign that you're growing. The greatest achievements often come when you step into the unknown and face fear with courage. It's a sign that you're on the path to something meaningful. Remember, fear is not a reflection of your abilities or worth. It's simply a signal that you are taking on something important. The real question is how you respond to it. When you respond with intention and focus, you train your mind to become more resilient, adaptable, and confident. You turn fear into fuel for your success. As author and speaker Mel Robbins says, you don't have to feel confident to take action. You simply have to take action. When you choose to act despite your fear, you reinforce the idea that you are in control of your thoughts and actions, not the fear itself. Discipline is the foundation of this habit. The more disciplined you are in facing fear and taking action anyway, the more your mind will become trained to respond with focused intention. You'll begin to see fear for what it truly is, a natural, temporary feeling that can be overcome through consistent, purposeful action. So, just like a soldier trains tirelessly to be prepared for whatever comes their way, you must train your mind to deal with fear in a productive way. Don't let it control you. Instead, use it as an opportunity to sharpen your focus, take decisive action, and move closer to your goals. The more you train your mind to respond with focus rather than fear, the stronger and more confident you will become. Habit 5. Posture and presence signal belief. Carry yourself with confidence. The way you carry yourself speaks volumes. It's not just about what you say or how you act, but also how you present yourself physically. Your posture, your movements, and the energy you bring into a room all communicate your level of confidence and belief in yourself. The truth is, how you hold yourself can influence not only how others perceive you, but also how you perceive yourself. Your posture and presence are like silent signals to the world and to yourself. When you stand tall, shoulders back, and head high, you send a message that you are confident, capable, and ready to take on whatever comes your way. This isn't just about looking good. It's about training yourself to project the belief that you are worthy of success. Think about the times you've encountered someone with a commanding presence. They don't necessarily have to say much, but they exude confidence and strength in the way they carry themselves. This kind of presence is not born from arrogance, but from a deep belief in their own worth and abilities. When you walk into a room with confidence, it's almost as if you're telling the universe, I belong here. And the universe often responds by opening doors to opportunities. The interesting part of this is that it works both ways. Research shows that how we carry ourselves doesn't just affect how others perceive us, but it also influences our internal state. Amy Cuddy, a social psychologist, famously talks about power poses, which are physical postures that communicate confidence and dominance. Studies have shown that adopting a power pose for just 2 minutes can increase your feelings of power and reduce stress. It's as if your body begins to convince your mind that you are capable, and over time that belief becomes ingrained in your subconscious. In addition to your posture, your presence involves the energy you bring into any space. When you walk into a room, do you shrink or stand tall? Do you make eye contact and greet others with a firm handshake, or do you hesitate and withdraw? Your presence is your silent introduction to the world. When you act as though you already belong in the room, even if you feel unsure inside, others will begin to treat you as if you do. It's a powerful shift that can transform how you're perceived and how you feel about yourself. One of the best ways to improve your presence is by acting with authority, even when you don't feel 100% sure of yourself. When you step into a meeting or conversation with the mindset that you have value to offer, people will respond differently. The more you act with belief, the more others will start to believe in you too. This doesn't mean faking confidence or pretending you're something you're not. It means recognizing that confidence is not always a feeling, but a choice. The more you choose to carry yourself with belief, even when you don't feel completely confident, the more that belief becomes natural. Your actions begin to align with your goals and aspirations, and that alignment builds more authentic confidence over time. A great example of this is how successful people often carry themselves, not in a way that demands attention, but in a way that quietly asserts their place in the world. They walk into a room with a sense of purpose, speak with conviction, and engage with others in a way that invites respect. Their presence is magnetic because it's rooted in self-belief. This is important because belief in yourself is a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you believe that you belong, when you project confidence in your posture and presence, you naturally attract opportunities, respect, and success. People are drawn to those who believe in themselves because confidence is contagious. And the more you practice this behavior, the more natural it becomes. To reinforce this habit, make a conscious effort every day to stand tall, walk with purpose, and speak with clarity. In conversations, make eye contact, and don't rush to fill silences. Let your confidence speak through your actions. Remember that confidence isn't about being perfect or never feeling unsure. It's about choosing to act with belief, regardless of how you feel inside. As you continue to practice this, your posture and presence will evolve, and with it, your belief in yourself will grow, and soon, you'll find that the way you carry yourself reflects the strength and confidence you've been building all along. Your body language doesn't just shape how others see you, it shapes how you see yourself. So stand tall, walk with purpose, and carry yourself with the belief that you belong in every room you enter. Habit 6. Life setbacks are scenery, not stop signs. Embrace challenges as opportunities. Life will inevitably throw challenges your way. It's just part of the journey. However, what truly determines your success isn't how many times you fall, but how many times you get up. The key to turning setbacks into stepping stones is understanding that life's challenges aren't stop signs. They are part of the scenery, part of the road that leads to your success. When something goes wrong, it's easy to feel like your dreams are slipping further away. But the truth is, setbacks often provide the most valuable lessons. Rather than seeing obstacles as barriers, view them as opportunities to grow. Every time you face a challenge, you gain new insights, build resilience, and develop the skills needed to succeed. Imagine you're climbing a mountain. Along the way, you may encounter rocks, steep inclines, or even unexpected storms. But each obstacle you overcome brings you closer to the summit. If you were to stop every time you hit a setback, you'd never reach your goal. But when you push through, you not only get closer to the top, but you also become stronger, more capable, and more prepared for future challenges. The mindset you adopt during these tough times is everything. If you allow yourself to become discouraged, it can be easy to give up. But if you choose to see each challenge as part of the journey, as a natural part of the process, it becomes much easier to keep moving forward. You'll stop seeing difficulties as something to avoid and start seeing them as experiences to embrace. Walt Disney, who was one of the most successful entrepreneurs of all time, faced numerous failures in his career. His first animation company went bankrupt, and he was told he lacked creativity. Yet he didn't let these setbacks define him. He learned from each failure, improved upon his ideas, and eventually went on to build the Disney empire we know today. If he had quit after his first, second, or even third failure, we wouldn't have the beloved Disney legacy we have today. Similarly, Thomas Edison, when asked about his many failed attempts at inventing the light bulb, famously responded, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Edison understood that setbacks weren't failures, they were part of the process of innovation and success. He didn't let each misstep stop him from pursuing his vision. This is the same mindset you need when you face challenges in your life. Every failure, every mistake, and every setback is a part of the bigger picture. Instead of quitting or feeling defeated, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this experience? This mindset shift will help you turn setbacks into springboards for growth. It's also important to recognize that the most successful people often encounter more obstacles than those who never push themselves. But they don't see these challenges as signs to quit. Instead, they use these struggles to fuel their drive. The strength comes not from avoiding setbacks, but from how you respond to them. Consider someone who is training for a marathon. There will be days when they feel exhausted, when injuries or fatigue make them question whether they can continue. But it's precisely these difficult moments that build their endurance and resilience. Over time, these tough moments become less of a hindrance and more of a reminder of their inner strength. Every setback, whether physical or mental, becomes part of their growth, preparing them for the challenges ahead. In your own life, the setbacks you face will not define you unless you let them. Choose to see them as opportunities for growth, not as barriers that hold you back. They are simply part of the journey, adding depth and richness to your story. When you face challenges head-on with resilience, they become a source of strength. Remember that the path to success is rarely straight. There will be bumps along the way, and those bumps will shape you into a more capable, resourceful, and determined individual. Embrace these challenges as opportunities to improve and grow, and you will find that your ability to overcome obstacles will become one of your greatest assets. The key is to keep moving forward no matter what. Life's setbacks are not stop signs. They are just part of the scenery that makes the journey worthwhile. Embrace them, learn from them, and use them to become the best version of yourself. Habit 7, declare your intentions. Stand in front of the mirror and affirm who you are. The most important thing in life is to decide what you want, then go out and get it. Napoleon Hill. You might not realize it, but your thoughts are incredibly powerful. What you believe about yourself, whether you feel confident, capable, or deserving of success, will shape your reality. If you want to achieve something, it starts with making a firm decision. Not just any decision, but a declaration to yourself that this is who you are and what you will accomplish. One of the most powerful exercises you can practice every day is standing in front of the mirror and declaring your intentions. It might feel strange at first, but it's incredibly effective. When you look yourself in the eye and speak your intentions aloud, you send a powerful signal to your subconscious that this is the path you are on. It's a way of taking ownership of your future and affirming that you're not just waiting for things to happen, you are actively creating your reality. Napoleon Hill, the author of Think and Grow Rich, emphasized the importance of deciding who you are and what you want out of life. He believed that power comes from making these decisions with confidence, rather than waiting for others to affirm you or give you permission. In his words, power comes from deciding who you are, not waiting for someone to affirm it. By making these declarations, you build the foundation of self-belief and certainty that will help you push through obstacles. But this practice isn't just about saying positive affirmations. It's about truly owning your goals. When you declare your intent, you're aligning your actions with your words. You're not just dreaming about your goals, you're committing to them with your whole being. This shift from passive wishing to active intention is what separates those who dream from those who do. Imagine you're standing in front of the mirror and saying, I am a successful entrepreneur. I will build a business that serves people and creates value. The more you say this, the more your mind starts to accept it as your truth. You begin to make choices and take actions that align with this new identity. You act as if you are already who you want to become, and that mindset leads to success. The reason this habit is so powerful is that your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between something you're imagining and something that's actually happening. This is why affirmations and self-talk are so effective. They reprogram your mind to believe that you are capable, worthy, and ready to take on the challenges ahead. When you repeatedly declare your intentions, you start to internalize the belief that your goals are not just dreams, but inevitable outcomes. You don't have to wait for permission from anyone, not your friends, not your family, and certainly not from the world at large. The world rewards those who initiate, who act on their desires with purpose and passion. The key is to make a decision and act like that decision has already been made. This is what creates momentum. The more you declare your intentions, the more confident you become in your ability to achieve them. Think of the greatest leaders, innovators, and achievers in history. They didn't wait for others to tell them they could succeed. They decided who they were going to be and what they would accomplish. They had the courage to declare their intentions, often when no one else believed in them. By doing so, they set in motion the actions, habits, and mindset that made their dreams a reality. For example, take Elon Musk, who declared his intent to build a space company that would make life multiplanetary. Many people thought he was crazy, but he didn't let the doubts of others stop him. He stood firm in his vision and made daily decisions aligned with that intent. Today, SpaceX is one of the most innovative companies in the world. You don't have to start with grandiose goals like colonizing Mars, but you do need to declare who you are and what you stand for. Whether you're working towards a new career, financial freedom, or personal development, start by affirming it to yourself every day. Stand in front of the mirror, say your goals out loud, and truly believe that they are possible because you are the one creating them. Over time, this practice will build your self-confidence and clarity. It will help you stay focused and motivated even when the road gets tough. The act of declaring your intentions doesn't just reaffirm your goals, it makes them feel real. It turns your dreams into something tangible that you can begin to work toward day by day. Remember, success starts with belief. When you decide who you are and declare your intent, you take the first step towards making that vision a reality. The mirror may seem like a small place to start, but in reality, it's where the biggest shifts happen, inside your mind, in your heart, and in the choices you make every day. So, declare your intentions today. Own your future and let the world see you as the person you've already decided to become. Habit 8. Let go of waiting for permission. Take the initiative. So often, we find ourselves waiting for the right time, waiting for permission, waiting for the stars to align. We wait for someone to tell us we're ready, that we're good enough, or that it's our turn to succeed. But here's the truth. You don't need permission to start. You already have everything you need within you to take action right now. Napoleon Hill, in his teachings, strongly emphasized that success is more about preparation, consistency, and initiative than waiting for opportunities to magically appear. He said, "The world rewards initiators," and he's absolutely right. The most successful people in life are those who don't sit around waiting for approval. They take matters into their own hands. They are proactive and are constantly looking for ways to move forward, even when the path isn't clear. Think about it. Waiting for someone else to tell you to go is a surefire way to stay stuck. Whether it's waiting for permission from a boss, a mentor, or society, you're essentially giving your power away. The truth is, you're the one who decides when you're ready, when to act, and how to build your future. You hold the key to your own success. It's all about taking that first step, even when you don't have all the answers or when others aren't on board. When you make the decision to act without needing approval, you empower yourself. You stop waiting for things to happen and start making things happen. You stop relying on external validation and instead create your own momentum through action. In doing so, you develop resilience, confidence, and clarity because you'll learn that no external permission is required for you to move forward in life. This mindset is incredibly liberating. It's the difference between playing small, waiting for someone else to tell you what to do, and stepping into your full potential. The world doesn't reward those who hesitate. It rewards those who move swiftly, who take risks, and who trust themselves enough to act first. Take this example. Imagine you want to start a business. You may not have the perfect business plan, all the funding, or a step-by-step guide. You could wait until everything feels right, or you could take the leap and start today. Whether it's launching your website, creating a product, or sending that first email, every action you take sends a message to the universe that you're ready. And in doing so, you'll gain experience, learn from your mistakes, and adjust your path as you go. But you'll always be moving forward. In reality, the most successful people aren't the ones who waited for the perfect moment. Take Elon Musk again as an example. He didn't wait for the world to agree with him before starting SpaceX or Tesla. He took action. Even when the world was skeptical, he launched his projects with the belief that taking initiative, even if things weren't perfect, would give him the experience he needed to succeed. It was through the act of creating, failing, and adjusting that he grew into one of the most successful entrepreneurs of our time. The same principle applies to all aspects of life. If you want to improve your health, don't wait until tomorrow. Take action today. If you want to learn a new skill, don't wait for a course to begin. Start learning now. If you want a better relationship with someone, don't wait for them to make the first move. Reach out, take the initiative, and start building the connection. The key is not to wait for permission or the right moment, but to act now and build momentum in the direction of your dreams. When you take the initiative, you're not only moving toward your goals, you're also training yourself to embrace uncertainty. You'll become more adaptable, more creative, and better equipped to handle the challenges that inevitably come. Taking initiative helps you develop a mindset of resourcefulness and innovation. It teaches you to solve problems on the fly rather than waiting for someone else to give you the solution. So, stop waiting for a sign or for someone to tell you that it's your time. Take the initiative, make your own decisions, and move toward your goals. The world rewards those who take action, and the more you do, the more you'll see doors open for you. The key is to understand that permission isn't something you need to wait for. It's something you give yourself the moment you decide to act. In the end, your success will come not from waiting, but from doing. It will come from taking that first step even when you don't have all the answers, and continuing to move forward no matter the obstacles. So ask yourself today, what action can you take right now to move closer to your goals? You have the power to decide. Don't wait for permission. Take the initiative and start building the life you want. Habit 9, motion becomes identity. Train yourself to act without hesitation. The way you act today shapes who you become tomorrow. In fact, your actions define your identity. The habits you build, the things you do consistently, and the effort you put in day after day ultimately form the person you are. Napoleon Hill's teachings emphasize the importance of building your character through repetitive motion. He often spoke about how motion becomes identity, meaning the more you act in alignment with your goals, the more your actions become part of who you are. Think about it for a moment. If you want to become more confident, you don't just think about it. You act as if you're already confident. You start speaking up in meetings, taking on new challenges, and carrying yourself in a way that reflects your belief in yourself. Over time, your actions will reinforce your confidence, and it will become an inseparable part of your identity. This principle applies to everything in life. If you want to become a healthier person, it's not enough to say you want to lose weight or get fit. You need to take action every day. Whether it's going for a walk, choosing healthier meals, or working out, the small, consistent actions you take shapes the person you're becoming. Motion, when repeated enough, becomes your identity. In the same way, if you want to become more successful in your career, you can't wait for opportunities to fall into your lap. Instead, you need to take action. Take on projects, expand your skills, network, and push yourself out of your comfort zone. Each time you do this, you're reinforcing the belief that you're a driven, successful person. Your motion creates your identity. Hill also points out that success is built in silent reps. This means the work that no one sees is just as important, if not more important, than the moments of fame or recognition. The quiet, behind-the-scenes work you do when no one is watching is what lays the foundation for the life you want to create. And this work doesn't always have to be big or flashy. The little things you do every day, like reading for 30 minutes, making a phone call, or sending an email, all add up to build the kind of person you want to be. Let's say you have a dream of writing a book. Instead of waiting for inspiration or the perfect moment, start writing today. Even if it's just for 15 minutes a day, you'll start to build the identity of a writer. The more you write, the more natural it will feel, and soon writing will be a part of who you are. You'll identify as a writer, and it will become second nature to you. The key here is to understand that motion is the force that drives change. The actions you take consistently train your brain and body to align with the person you're trying to become. The more you engage in the motions that represent your desired identity, the more ingrained those habits become. You stop thinking about them consciously because they become a part of your daily life, your new routine, your new identity. In the same way that athletes train their bodies every day, you must train your mind and actions every day. The training doesn't stop at motivation or willpower. It's about showing up and doing the work even when you don't feel like it. It's about continuing to practice, to move, to act, and to perform the necessary tasks over and over. Eventually, these actions will form the foundation of who you are and what you stand for. This habit of motion also ties back to a crucial principle that Hill teaches. You must act without hesitation. The quicker you move, the less time there is for doubt or fear to creep in. Hesitation is often the killer of progress. If you delay or second-guess yourself, you give room for your fears or insecurities to take over. But if you act immediately and without hesitation, you begin to develop a habit of moving forward and taking risks. It becomes easier to make decisions because you've trained yourself to trust your instincts and your ability to move in the direction of your goals. Take a moment and think about your own life. What kind of identity do you want to create for yourself? Do you want to be a disciplined person, someone who stays consistent and focused? Or do you want to be the kind of person who procrastinates and constantly doubts their abilities? The power to decide is in your hands. The actions you take today will become the foundation for your future. Motion, when done consistently, doesn't just change your life, it defines who you are. The next time you hesitate or feel unsure, remember, your identity is formed by the actions you take. Every step you take in the direction of your goals, no matter how small, is reinforcing the person you are becoming. The more you act, the more you reinforce your new identity. In time, motion will no longer be something you consciously think about, it will be who you are. Success isn't just something you reach, it's something you build, one action at a time. And the key to building success is to keep moving no matter what. Habit 10. Mornings set the tone. Start with clarity, not chaos. The first moments of your day are more powerful than you may realize. How you begin your morning dictates the energy and mindset you carry with you throughout the entire day. Napoleon Hill often emphasized the importance of beginning each day with intention and focus. The way you set up your morning creates a foundation for success, as it determines your approach to everything that follows. Not start by creating a morning routine that aligns with your goals and sets you on the right path. This isn't about rushing out of bed and diving straight into your tasks. It's about giving yourself a peaceful, structured beginning that fuels your mind and body for the challenges ahead. Whether it's exercising, meditating, journaling, or simply drinking a cup of coffee in silence, take a moment for yourself to prepare for the day with purpose. This time sets the tone and directs your energy in the right direction. Robin Sharma, a well known expert on leadership and personal mastery, has often spoken about the concept of the 5 a.m. club, the idea of waking up early to engage in activities that will enhance your life, such as exercise, learning, and reflection. While waking up at 5 a.m. may not be necessary for everyone, the idea is still incredibly powerful. How you start your morning can dramatically influence how you perform throughout the rest of the day. The key to a successful morning routine is consistency. It doesn't matter if you're not feeling motivated to get up early, what matters is making it a habit. Consistency over time turns small actions into a big impact. When you begin each day with clarity, you're already one step ahead. You don't allow distractions, worries, or the stress of the day ahead to derail your mindset. Instead, you center yourself, focus your energy, and prepare to tackle whatever challenges come your way. For example, consider starting your morning with a short period of mindfulness or reflection. Take 5 to 10 minutes to sit in silence, breathe deeply, and remind yourself of your goals. This small practice can bring a sense of calm and clarity, allowing you to prioritize your tasks for the day. It's like hitting the reset button before diving into the chaos of life. By giving yourself this clarity, you reduce stress and overwhelm, enabling you to approach your day with a calmer, more confident mindset. Another powerful morning habit is to engage in some form of physical activity, even if it's just a few minutes of stretching or a walk around the block. Exercise not only wakes up your body, but also releases endorphins, the feel-good hormones that boost your mood and energy. Starting your day with movement also helps you feel more awake, focused, and productive as the day goes on. It's also important to avoid allowing your morning to become chaotic. One of the fastest ways to ruin your day is by rushing through your morning routine or waking up with a sense of panic. When you wake up late or immediately jump into work or social media, you miss out on the opportunity to set a calm, focused tone. Instead of reacting to everything around you, you should take the lead by creating a peaceful, intentional morning routine that will ensure that you're in the right mindset to handle whatever comes your way. Incorporating this habit of starting the day with clarity also ties back to the importance of discipline. It's a daily practice that requires you to make the decision every morning to prioritize your peace of mind over the chaos of the world. The discipline to rise early, take time for yourself, and focus on your goals is a habit that has a long-lasting impact on your success. The mornings are a fresh start, a blank slate. How you choose to fill that time defines the energy that will guide you through the day. If you begin your day in a rushed, disorganized manner, you'll carry that energy throughout your day, leading to frustration and stress. However, when you take control of your mornings, you gain control of your day. You'll be able to approach everything with a sense of purpose and clarity, making it easier to stay on track with your goals. Bill often talked about the power of preparation. The more you prepare yourself, mentally, physically, and emotionally, the more successful you'll be. A morning routine is an essential part of that preparation. It's the first step in ensuring that you're ready for whatever challenges or opportunities lie ahead. Lastly, remember that mornings are a gift to your future self. Every time you wake up early and take deliberate action to set your day on the right course, you're building a future where you're in control. Each morning is a new chance to take charge of your life, to focus on what matters, and to set the tone for success. Your future is shaped by what you do today, and how you start your day plays a major role in determining that future. So, no matter how busy life gets, prioritize your mornings. Commit to taking the first moments of your day for yourself. Set the stage for your success with clarity, purpose, and intention, and watch how your day unfolds in the most productive, peaceful way possible. We're almost at the end of this video, and now it's time for you to take action. If you're ready to change your life, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below saying, "I'm ready to change, no matter how tough it seems." I'll read every comment and feature one inspiring message from you in an upcoming video. And if you're looking for daily motivation that cuts straight to the point, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Together, we'll take action and make progress every single day.